what's up?
Alright, so this is the Vigil beginner's kind of rollout for NG. Alright.
Alright. So, in the very beginning, you're going to be wanting to use Eureka Effect. Like, in the very, very beginning.
Alright.
It's just the Eureka Effect rollout, pretty much, except you don't
You
stay with
don't
Eureka Effect.
wait, so you use it for the teleport, but do you also just use it like throughout?
No, no, no. So, place down, teleporter,
Mm-hmm.
switch back to Jag, roll
Yeah.
out.
Okay.
That's how it's supposed
So
to
it'd be
be.
yeah. Okay.
Yep. Alright. So, once you get through the gates, come over here and place down your sentry right there.
Yep.
Right over here, teleporter. I'm
Alright.
back. Right here. Spencer.
Gotcha.
Now, there are a few places you can place your stuff. However, this is
Yeah.
the most common for me.
Alright.
However, there are a couple other places. Instead of placing your dispenser all the way over there, you can
Yeah.
place it over here and over there.
Gotcha.
And instead of your teleporter being out here in the open,
Mm.
you can place it up here
Yeah.
or in this little building. Like, just anywhere in this building.
Alright.
Of course, there are some other things I can talk about, say reverse teleporters. Now, if you are doing a reverse teleporter, instead of rolling out like you would
Yeah.
want to switch to Eureka effect, run out over here, place your teleporter exit right
Exit
here,
right here. Yeah. And then you
run
swap
back,
back.
get
Then
Jag, roll out.
yeah. And then you put your entrance do you put it just where the exit would have been?
No, 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 put it right here.
Put it right, yeah. Up here.
The reason for that is that you don't want, like, your
Yeah,
med to
you
be
don't want your med
scrambling
to
for it.
yeah, you don't want your med to get kind of staggered.
Yeah. So, the first thing you should be upgrading, if you're doing a regular one instead of the reverse teleporter,
Hmm?
is the sentry.
Yeah.
Like 100%.
All the way to 3?
Upgrade. Hmm?
All the way
Uh, now here's the thing about that. There's a couple of ways you can do it. If your team is relying on your dispenser like 100% of the time and it
Mhm.
needs it bad, like your heavies over
Yeah.
here, he's spamming, soldiers over here, blah blah
Yeah,
blah.
yeah.
Upgrade your sentry to level 2 and then focus on your dispenser.
Yeah.
Reason for that is level 3 only provides rockets, which aren't that really beneficial in the end.
Hmm.
It might provide a little bit more range. I don't know. I haven't did the statistics in a long time.
I mean, a little, but like nothing that would matter in most maps.
Yeah, not very much. So there's a few ways other than that to play first as NG on defense. There is the very casual way that I do it. There's the aggressive way, which very few people do. And then there's the really, really defensive hold. I'll be go over the aggressive hold first, because I already went over the passive. I'll be going over the aggressive.
Alright.
So you basically roll out the same. You place your teleporters in the same spot. However,
Yeah.
there's a difference with your sentry. So your sentry can go in a few places. You can go here or over here.
Alright.
Like make it so yeah you
Yeah,
can't
you
see
want
it
it
until
like
they get
around
around
the
the corner.
corner, so they actually have to go around the corner, so it's okay.
Yeah. The reason that you place it in those two places is that they're basically just sneaky sentries
Yeah, so like they won't really get shot until they're already like out here or whatever.
until they're fucking dying and
Yeah,
being
they're dying to
obliterated.
like the bulk of your team, and then they probably won't even realize until too late.
Yeah. They the very sneaky place, however, it's very hard to set up in time.
Hmm.
Very hard. So those are the two places that I recommend the most. And the
Yeah.
dispenser placement, if your team's pushing up with you and you're not just being an idiot engineer, placing them in those random spots,
Hmm.
then you can place your dispenser here
Okay.
or back here.
Yeah.
Before this is that place holds the main area. This
Mhm.
place back here is like a backup plan in
Do you
case
never
that doesn't
put
work.
it? Someone told me earlier like you could put a dispenser like here as well. Do you ever put it there?
Yeah, you can put it here.
Okay.
This is part of the passive hold.
Yeah. So instead of
This is
like up
one.
there, it would be like over
Yeah,
here. Gotcha.
here, there,
Yeah.
there.
Gotcha.
3 places.
All right.
So now we're gonna talk about defensive. Now, very defensive, unlike what I just did, is Sentry right here, in this corner,
Yeah.
and Dispenser right here.
All right.
Reason for this is Heavy can be up on these rocks and just head peek
Yeah.
and just mow them down. So he needs a Dispenser.
Yeah.
So that's really defensive in a nutshell and aggressive. Just defense on first in a general hold.
All right.
Next, we're going to be moving on to second hold with defensive. So there's a few ways you can play this. First off, don't even bother with the teleporter. There's no need. Spawn right there.
Yeah.
However, there's really 2 main ways you can hold second. First one is just casual. Like,
Yeah.
play a sentry right there, grab ammo, play Spencer right here.
Yep.
This is the most common hold on, well, second.
All right.
This place holds main, however, it also holds heart choke of flank.
Yeah.
Not very well, albeit, but it can help,
But it can
sort
help.
of.
Yeah. Kind of like.
The only detriment to this is that it doesn't hold hill at all,
Yeah.
unless they're like rounding the corner and ready to destroy your sentry.
Yeah. I mean, they could also kind of like peek it from up here. So.
Well, the problem with that is that the sentry will see you first, so you're just gonna
Oh,
get
okay.
shot.
So it's only if they come through here. That's where it kind of loses
Yeah,
out.
yeah,
Well, it doesn't. Your team holds hill most of the time, right?
yeah.
Should have someone
That's
there.
the advantage of it. You don't have to hold hill. However, you lose control of hill because you're not there.
Yeah.
So it's more of a balancing out act. If you think your team can hold this really well,
Mhm.
do it. If not so well, then try to help your team as much as physically possible while keeping your sentry there.
All right.
If you want to keep your sentry there
Yeah.
and hold normally. If not normally, then you can do a crazy ass strat that I just recently learned, which is just placing it right here.
Oh, okay. Just like super aggro. Would you want to
Yeah.
leave it here, or like you kind of have it work for like 1 or 2 pushes and then pull it back to the normal?
You have to work for one push regularly because they get used to it after
Yeah,
one
yeah,
push and they're just gonna bomb the shit out of it.
yeah.
Usually after that, you place it back.
Gotcha.
So it's not really a just hold it there, keep it there. It's more of a just temporary,
Yeah.
temporary hold. But
Gotcha.
that the only reason you should do that is that they're pushing hill really fucking hard.
Yeah.
Like to the point where your team can barely hold on.
Gotcha.
And even then, it's a risky move because some random ass scout can just push the card and cap, like an
Yeah, yeah.
NG.
Because nothing's holding main.
Yeah. So that's very detrimental if your team loses hill. However,
Mhm.
it's also detrimental if fucking lose the point.
Yeah.
So there's a vague balancing act in second. Either
Gotcha.
you hold hill and hold point, or you lose. Like it's plain. If you
Okay.
can't hold hill, you lose. If you can't hold point, you lose. It's very simple.
All right.
So other than second, we're going to be talking about third. Now, on third, we're going to be using what's called a reverse teleporter. Reverse teleporter is just, well, it's a teleporter that's reversed, basically.
Yeah.
You place an entrance, and then you place the exit far away. So,
Yeah.
we spawn here. And here. If you died, then you're going to come out here, place an entrance right here, grab the ammo, run, all the way over to here.
All right.
Now, the only person that should be taking your telly is the med if he's caught out. By
Yeah.
caught out, I mean if they cap point and he can't get into the spawn.
Yeah. Then he goes up to here and just kind of.
Yeah.
Out.
So the second priority of the reverse teleporter, is demo or heavy.
Yeah.
Other than that, any other class except maybe scout or spy should be taken out.
Yeah.
Because spy can just run away and scout doesn't really need it.
Yeah.
So there's a couple ways you can play third. The most common passive way is sentry right here, and the Spencer either right here
Mm-hmm.
or up here.
Yeah.
Now, the
Okay.
reason for these spots is that this sentry right here controls the entire point and a little bit of flank.
Yeah.
The only downside of it is that it can't see like around the entire main. So
Yeah.
it has a very high likely chance of either A, not stopping the card, or B, just getting fucking destroyed because a random sniper tries to shoot at it
Yeah. Yeah.
from flank because it doesn't completely control flank. So this is a partial hold, is what I like to describe it as.
Gotcha.
It can hold, however, it's very risky if the enemy team is smart enough.
Yeah.
However, it's very good if the enemy team's retarded. They're stupid.
Yeah.
So that's one of them. The second one, well, the second most passive one, is placing your sentry over here. Now, the reason for this is because it holds main really fucking well.
Mm-hmm.
Downside, it's gonna get destroyed, almost definitely.
Yeah.
However, if it's not, then you win, pretty much. You
Yeah,
can
because
hold
it
for
covers
10
everything.
years with this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the reason for that is it holds flank really well, and it holds main really well.
Yeah.
However, if a random spy zaps it and a demo man just walks in, it's gonna die, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Even if he just zaps it and the demo man doesn't walk in, like a random soldier is just gonna bomb it and it's gonna die
Yeah.
instantly.
It's basically dead once the spy's there.
Yeah. So you need to be very, very paranoid of spies.
Yeah.
Your pyro literally needs to be on your ass 24/7 for this
Gotcha.
spot to work.
Right.
And the Spencer to go with it, well, it'd still be up here because heavy can just peek over here and mow them down and then peek back.
Yeah.
It's very simple.
Or you don't want to put it here if he's in that spot?
If it's right here, like under this little ledge,
Yeah, like that.
it can still work. However, it's more likely to get spammed by spam. Spammed by
Gotcha.
spam. Get it? Anyway, so the only real reason you should have it here,
Mm-hmm.
other than up there,
Yeah.
is if your heavy's playing down here
Yeah, if he's playing like the
for
bottom half.
unknown reasons,
Gotcha.
or if he just falls down by accident.
Well, it still kind of reaches you up here. So.
Yeah. However, it's very less likely.
Gotcha.
It's more,
It's more likely to get hit. So.
yeah, yeah. So you'd be better off just placing it up there.
Gotcha.
However, if you're working with your flank, then you can have a flank hold. A flank hold is just you hold flank. That's your job.
Yeah.
I don't know why you do this. Like I never did it once in my entire career,
Mm-hmm.
but I've never seen anybody do it. I've heard
Yeah.
of it. I don't know why.
But in the off chance you have to, this is a thing.
Yeah, if you're playing like a fucking detriment to your team and not doing anything, then yeah, you can do this.
Yeah.
So your sentry can go here, and your Spencer, it's always gonna be over there. Don't even bother placing
Yeah. So just
your
always
Spencer
just
anywhere.
always put it like
It's
behind the
always
glass.
there.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's really a third.
All right.
There are more tactics like engineering. I just
Yeah.
rather not go into that because
Oh
that's
yeah.
more advanced. Go through the teleporter to the last, my friends. All right. So there's a few things you can do in last. First one is holding red room. This place up here.
Yeah.
So this room is a common place to push from because once you get through here, you can kind of just spam them, Uber in, destroy everything.
Yeah.
So your team might want to hold this like a lot.
Yeah.
So you can place your sensor right here, or if your team's really holding right here.
Gotcha.
However, most of the time teams don't do that because they can just hold like right here and it have the same effect efficiency, and they have less likely chance to get spammed like by a random demo and die. So a team decides to do that, then try to help them, but mainly keep your focus on this little area over here.
Yeah.
So if your team is holding like just regularly, oh my God,
Where's the
scholar
timing on
support
all this?
fundraiser.
Oh,
Tune in at twitch.tv/casual_TF. Okay, I know. Anyway, so there's a few places to place your sentry. One of them is right here. This just holds main. It's the most common sentry spot you can have. It is by far the most efficient. However, it's not the most productive.
yeah.
It's efficient, not productive. If that makes any sense at all.
Yeah. It's like it's good. It's like a really solid spot, but like it doesn't really accomplish much, because
Yeah.
it just what it's good at doesn't really help you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the reason for that is that it only holds main. It only holds the point.
Yeah.
So you're not really going to be doing a whole lot with it if you're trying to get like kills.
Yeah.
Which I don't know why you'd be doing, but that's up to you. So if you're not placing it there, you can place it right here, which holds main, red room, blank.
So like it would be there, but like as like a full sentry.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which for that as well, it just holds a whole shit ton of area. However, you also get spammed by a shit ton of area. So keep note of that.
Yeah.
That place is Wrangler. Just use Wrangler. Always use Wrangler.
Yeah.
Have Wrangler as your secondary for every single loadout. I'm joking. I'm joking. You don't have to Wrangler for every single loadout. All right.
That's
So
useful.
that's two places, and the Spencer it goes in one place. Well, two.
All right.
If your team's holding main, right here.
Yeah.
Team's not holding main, right here
Just like
or here.
there.
Yeah.
Okay. And then.
Yep.
All right.
So that's really the entirety of defense,
Mhm.
just in general.
Yeah.
There are more advanced tactics, like I said before, in engineering and all that. However, I'd rather not go over them since this is just a beginner's
Yep.
guide. So now we're gonna be moving on to what's it called? Attack.
All right.
That scout, I do not want the scout. I need to have guns there. Alright. So on Vigil, it's payload, right? On
Yeah.
all payload maps, just in general, before we say anything else, you are the cart boy. You stay on cart 99% of the time. However, on Vigil, you can differentiate between cart and actually helping your team building stuff.
Yeah.
So in the very beginning, you're going to be going through this little place up here.
All right. So
The
a
reason for
spawning up
that,
top.
yep, the reason for that is that you can't get spammed very well unless the demo man has crit stickies.
Yeah.
You want to be mindful of that. That demo man can place crit stickies around this little bend, and you can't see them until you walk out,
Yeah.
like this little corner.
Yeah.
The devil. Anyway, another place they can place it if they're really sneaky is right here, just perfectly, so you can't see it at all, even from there.
Yeah.
Like perfect. It has to be dead perfect. They can't even see the particles. It's amazing. It felt very deadly, so watch out for that.
All right.
Anyway, off topic of demo. So you're gonna be placing your teleporter, and you're gonna be getting on cart immediately.
Gotcha.
Once you're on cart and you start fighting, like you can come up here, place the mini sentry, start
Yeah.
fighting
And then like while pushing cart though.
while pushing cart.
Yeah.
Like just take a little detour, like
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
very little once you
So
get up
like
to
let's
like
say like
here.
so like at the turn you want to
Yeah,
like have haphazardly jump up,
jump
put
off.
down a sentry there, then go back, and then just kind
Yeah,
of keep going back to whatever you're doing.
yeah.
Got you.
Either that's optional. You don't have to do that because your team should be able to handle it. Since they're not really holding this area at all unless they're doing what I said earlier about aggressive.
Yeah.
So you can't go up this hill at all as
Mhm.
NG or any other class pretty much because you're just gonna get mowed down by either a heavy head peeking or
Mhm.
the sentry. So what you want to do as NG is once you get to here, like around this bend
Around
sort
this
of,
berm.
or
Yeah.
or right at this rock,
Mhm.
you want to like touch it a little bit at a time, then go through here.
Okay.
Your job now is be part of the flank and
Yeah.
try to help control the flank.
Yeah.
Help control the flank, help like try to take down the sentry, and once the sentry's down, immediately abandon the flank. Like
And just
once
go
the
straight
sentry
back
just
to
goes
cart.
down,
Yeah.
immediately go back to cart.
Okay.
Push it, push it, push it, push it, push it, so on and so forth, until you get to point.
Mhm.
Now here's the fun thing about Hingy. We can build buildings. Imagine that, really?
Crazy.
Buildings? Imagined. So there's a few places you can build up to
Mhm.
help defend, well, attack second. Your Spencer's almost definitely gonna go behind this wall or next to this wall,
Yeah.
so just keep that in mind. And your teleporter is almost definitely gonna go back here.
Right.
The reason for this is that you can't get spammed very well, your Spencer, and they can't unless they charge up like a sticky and perfectly landed on your telly, it's not gonna do much.
Yeah.
And even then, if it does land there, it's just gonna damage
It's
your
just gonna
telly. It's not
damage
gonna
it a little
destroy it.
bit, not like a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. So once you do that, all this, get all this stuff set up, get back on cart and keep pushing, pushing, pushing until you get out of the cave. Like here.
Yeah.
Once you get out here, you basically die to the sentry if you like even try to bend around the corner. So don't even bother.
Yeah.
So there's a few ways that you can help yourself while pushing the cart and through the tunnel. You can place a sentry here to try to ward off anybody coming from the flank.
Mhm.
So just place it there, continue pushing cart. If nobody comes, great. If somebody does come, then you have that to help protect you.
Yeah.
It's more of an indicator than a attacking tool because it's a sentry isn't going to do very much against, at least a mini sentry isn't going to do very
Not gonna
much
do
against
much
a
against
soldier.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah, a soldier, a demo, a heavy, it's not going to help very much
Yeah.
unless you're intentionally fighting them like head on,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is a bad idea for NG
Gotcha.
in the first place. So, like I said before, come around here, try push. Sentry goes down, push. It's
Yeah.
pretty self-explanatory. However, if once you get around here, just go back and try to upgrade your stuff. Speaking of which, did I tell you that you should use a Rika effect in the very beginning, then switch back to Battle
I
NG?
don't. I don't think you mentioned that. No.
Okay,
But
so
that's just something to know. Yeah.
yeah, so switch back. So switch to
Yeah.
Rika
Switch to
effect
your
in the very
effect.
beginning.
Place the teleporter. Switch back, and then keep going with
Yeah,
everything
it's
that you
basically
said.
just a regular rollout, pretty much. It's just a Rico.
Yep.
So, like I said before, once you get all that done, once the sentry goes down, you push cart and get
Mhm.
there. Now, here's the not so fun part about NG. You're not an attack class. You're a support class.
Yeah.
So your main job as NG is going to be pushing cart no matter what you do.
Yeah.
So spin goes here,
Yep.
exit goes here. Now, I don't exactly know where you spawn on Vigil since I don't play the map very often.
Yeah.
However, I think it's somewhere around here, like in this little cave
I
area.
think it's like the right here in the cave.
So
So probably just put your entrance there. Alright.
yeah, like I said before, I don't know Vigil like very well where you spawn. However, I do know what to do,
Okay.
which is slightly annoying for me, but I'll
Yeah.
eventually get to knowing where to spawn. But whatever.
Yeah.
It's not like you need to know because you just spawn there anyway.
Yep.
So here's the thing about third. It's a pain in the ass. It's a royal pain in the ass if they have good NG.
Yeah.
Like if there's sentries here, you're
Mhm.
dead. Don't even bother. You'd be better off wiping your ass with a wet sponge than doing that.
All right.
Or like going eat food. Like genuinely.
Sure.
So the reason for that is that as NG, You have no way to kill a sentry, man. You have zero way. Unless you like shoot from far distance away with a pistol, even then it's not gonna help at all.
Hmm.
So you're gonna be helping the flank. That's your job. No.
Yeah.
NG is a more supportive flank class, basically. So come around here, try to set up a sentry. If it gets destroyed, don't even bother placing it there again, because you know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
If you can't place a sentry, then just try to help control flank as much as possible
Gotcha.
while helping me. So you don't really do a whole lot here. Just keep coming flank and trying to upgrade your buildings as much as physically possible.
Okay.
Once you're done with that, once you cap point and all that, you can come through here. Oh, by the way, if you can get behind them, which is very simple,
Yeah.
and they have a reverse teleport, like if you manage to get past the sentry and can
Yeah.
run back, run through here, up here, through here,
And just break the.
and break the telly.
Yeah.
Because then they have no way unless the
They
med
kind of like
manage to get
escape,
through.
unless yeah.
Yeah. It's great. It's a fantastic plan. You'll die 100% of the time, but it's great.
All right.
Anyway, so once you capture the point, you're finally going to move on to last. Last is by far, well, it's way easier than third. Third is the hardest point to push in the game on Vigil,
All
at
right.
least. Last, however, it's easier, so to speak. It depends on the situation, actually. Third, it depends if your team's good or not, and they have a good engine. Here, it depends if they have a good flank.
All right.
The reason for that is because, say, what's it called? Say they manage to get past the flank, right?
Yeah.
Like your team just walks through here, scout and your soldier just walk through here, blah 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 blah, and they just start spamming the shit out of the NG. What
Yeah.
is he gonna do about that? Jack Dilly shit. So you are trying to help your flank as much as physically possible. Place dispenser like right here,
Yeah.
sentry, all that junk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Try to help your team destroy that sentry.
All right.
If you're not trying to help your flank as much, at least not physically as much, just place like a main sentry there and help your main. So there's a few ways you can do that. You can place your dispenser here, which just helps in general.
Yeah.
Back here, if you're more defensive or
Yeah.
passive. And for your telly, it's gonna be going right here. Speaking of which, I do know where you spawn on this side, at least. You spawn all the way back here. Yep. So smack that down
Yep.
and go on forward.
All right.
And here's the thing about Vigil. It is going to be royally hard to push as NG. At least push the card. The reason for that is this entire zone is a death zone. For if the sentry's up
Yeah.
or the heavy's up.
Yeah.
Hell, even if the sniper's up, he's gonna kill you.
Gotcha.
So try your best to push, however, mainly focus on upgrading your buildings as much as possible
Yeah.
and helping your flank. And that's really it. That's it for attack and defense.
All right.
You'll now be going over the callouts. Yay! Woo! So, there's a few callouts that are, well, different from normal callouts on payload maps. First, there is. Actually, I'll just get there and show you. First, there is main, which is just this area in general.
Yeah.
Or choke. You can call it main or choke. I call it main. The reason it's called main is because it's the main way that the card's gonna go, or the main, just the general main way it's going. However, once it gets to here, it turns into tunnel, and then once it gets out, it turns back to main. So take note of that.
Yeah.
Main, tunnel, main.
Gotcha.
You can also call it cave, however, I just call it tunnel because it's way simpler.
All right.
Anyway, then there is flank. And up here is also considered flank. So keep note of that. This entire
Alright.
area is flank.
Yeah.
You can call it different things depending on where it is. However, just call it complete flank unless you're in a flank-oriented class,
Alright.
which technically NG is, but don't worry about that. So this is hill,
Alright.
and this little area here, it's called tow truck. Maybe this area is
Okay.
called truck.
Yeah.
So you won't be really using truck very often unless say you're pushing out on attack and you know a spy might be there and you say
Yeah.
spy truck and you start blasting the shit out of them.
Gotcha.
So this little area over here is called a few things. I like to call it barrel because there's a barrel that's right there.
Hmm.
However, other people call it depending on where is it? It's the little secret egg somewhere. Duck. There's a duck somewhere around here and I don't know where it is. Anyway, there's a duck around here somewhere, but yeah. Or you can call it mousetrap because there's a mousetrap right there.
Okay.
However, I like to call it barrel because it
Sure.
just resembles a barrel because it's all wood.
Yeah.
So after that, it goes up onto a mountain. I'd call this mountain instead of hill because it's diverse instead of like you're technically still in range of hill. So if a
Yeah.
spy's so if you say spy hill, then they're gonna turn around and look over there instead of actually over here, which
Yeah.
is the problem. So I like to call this
Gotcha.
area mountain
Yeah.
or slope, which is way better.
Gotcha.
Next is platform, which is this little area. And this little area is also connected to flank. This little area is the entirety of the flank.
Yeah.
So other than that, we go on to third. So there's a few ways. There's a few callouts on this map. The first one is this room. This room is called locker.
Alright.
Other than locker, there's flank. So
Yeah.
flank goes into locker.
Yeah.
Once you get through here, this little place called here is called watch.
Yeah.
Okay. And flank. This entire area is
Yeah.
flank.
The whole top area is flank, and then there's watch.
Yep. That over there is main, so it's still main.
Yeah.
Don't confuse it. Down here is either boiler or dungeon. I call it dungeon.
Alright.
Other people call it boiler. This little area here is called concrete.
Alright.
Which concrete? And past through here, once cap, this little platform, it doesn't really have a name. However, I like to call it lime.
Alright.
I don't know why. I just call it lime for no reason.
Yeah.
Flank, 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 flank. A whole shit ton of flank. Main and red room. Actually, you can call it a red room or communications, because
Yeah.
that technology. However, I call it
Gotcha.
red room.
Yeah.
Because it's dread. Get it? Anyway, so this entire area, like this entire area, is
Yeah.
flank. The
Gotcha.
entirety of it. And the only real last place I can call that is a call out, it's the little platform right here. And even then, I don't really have a name for it because I've never used it.
Yeah.
I just call it part of point.
Alright.
So that's really it for callouts.
Alright.
Did I miss one? Hold on, let me check. Hold on a second. Where is it? Do, 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 do. Hmm. Okay. So we already went over the entirety
Yeah.
of what's it called. So that's good. We will now be going over specific callouts. We went over main callouts and are going to be going over very, very specific ones.
Yeah.
So let's start back at first.
Right.
Now your team won't be using these very often. However, it's good to know them. So let's start. So the first one we're gonna be talking about is over here. All right, you ready? I'm ready. So over by cliffside, so over by flank, it can also be called cliffside. That's either
Yeah.
flank or cliffside.
Yeah.
Other than that, we then have shack, window, basement,
Mm-hmm.
and cliffside.
All right.
Then we have drop down. Drop down, little place over here.
Gotcha.
That connects to flank in cave or tunnel. We call it cave or tunnel. I call it tunnel. We
Sure.
already went over we already went over truck, and we already went over choke. Next, we're gonna go over banana and house. Now, banana is this place over here.
Yeah, because it's kind of like curved a bit.
Yep. Truck and house.
So this whole
Now,
big area
this
here
entire
is
place pretty much is house except for these two places.
which is
Window,
window.
basement.
s-
Now, second callouts. Two places I'd like to mention. The first one that we're going to be talking about is shed and shutter. So this is shed right here. This is shutter, and inside here is called BBQ.
Barbecue.
Yeah, barbecue.
All right.
That we are going to be talking about crane. So crane is here. You can also call it satellite. The reason it's
Right.
called that is crane
So
and satellite.
where's the crane? Oh, I guess this.
Yeah, technically. I don't know what that is, to be honest with you. Anyway, and over that over there is called roof.
Right.
So after that, the calls get a very more vague for unknown reasons. But next, we're going to be talking about ladder, and so ladder is this place between watch,
Yeah. So it's like if they're literally at this wall specifically and they're not moving.
or they're in this little tunnel area.
But wouldn't that
Mop,
basically be watch? Because watch is just the whole pathway.
technically.
Okay.
This area over here is mop.
It's what?
Mop.
Off?
M-O-P. Mop.
Mob. Okay. Like
Like right there. Oh my god. Everybody's pinging me and calling me today. Please. And this room over here is called observatory. Like this entire room.
all right.
Except for up there. I call it line. Because it's a
Yeah.
little platform.
Yeah.
So next we'll be talking about the flank, so to speak. So let's go back over to the flank. By the way, these callouts are very, very what's it called? Vague. They're
Yeah.
very pinpoint to a certain area. You won't be using them more than half the time. Like 99% of the time, you'll just be using regular callouts.
Yeah.
So this area over here is connected to cliffside. This room has two names, red room or orange room. I call it red. Over there, past this area is drop.
Right.
Observatory is
It's the one we
part
went over
of
that
main.
was the big area.
Yeah, but connects
What's down here called?
down there.
This part. Does this have a name or?
Let me check. I don't think there is a name for that, honestly.
Okay. Just gonna go with like under then.
Yeah. And finally, instead of calling blank, like not
Yeah, just
not
this whole
flank
general
flank.
area flank.
Yeah, or cliffside. You can call it cliffside or flank.
Yeah.
Instead of this being called flank, you can call it coffee.
Okay.
And that's it. That's the entirety of Vigil.
Alright.
Yep.
Next map.
On to the next map.